If you're looking at purchasing a pool for your backyard and you don't know where to start, this video is going to show you just a little bit of kind of how I started. These designs right here are not a design I went with, not with a builder I went with. I'll show you a quote on how a proposal will look. So this is one of the proposals I got. I got 6 different proposals from different companies. Obviously, I reached out to some people that I knew and who they went with, and some neighbors. This pool company was really good, but I just decided not to go with them. So this layout here, like the size 32 by 17 is not what I ended up going with. I ended up going with the 30 by 15, and the ball size is what I got, 7 by 7. But all these specifications are different from what I went with. Some of my selections are similar. For the most part, what you got to know in here is the things that you want, like the heater, the pool vacuum, the lighting, the electrical fit, steps, benches, coping. Other things are not necessarily going to make a difference to you on the outside. It's just going to be basic pool stuff that they include. The plaster is one of the things you want to pay attention. The white plaster is very ugly. It's kind of like that old recreational pools at your local cities. That's a very ugly finish, so obviously that's something I didn't go with. And then it'll show you the warranties that it has on there. From all the quotes that I got, most of the warranties were honestly the same, just about a year or two difference or something very similar. It wouldn't really make a difference. Most of these things in here, like I said, were included already with the other quotes that I got. These are all standard stuff. The price ended up being $89,000 for what this guy was proposing, which is very similar to what everybody else was proposing. But once you get into the options, that's when obviously the cost starts going up. Whatever customizations you select, that starts adding up really quickly. Like for mine, for the decking, it says $2260 and then about $22,000 for the price. That's just the added concrete that I wanted to do. So that's what the majority of my cost is at my house, because I have a pretty decent sized backyard. Those are some of the options that are presented to you, but you start getting into upgrades, and that's where the cost will start trickling up depending on what you select and the level of upgrade. For the Pebble Tech, if you want a nicer finish, those are the prices right there that this guy was offering. Something similar that I selected from this guy that I got on my actual build is like the salt cell, the deep heat system. I added those 2 things. The Pebble Tech, I think I got the 3rd one for my actual builder. My build's going to be pretty simple, so I didn't add any of these fancy stuff like the fire bowls, the lava rock, the fire pit, ozone 50, the volcano, travertine pavers, marble coping. I didn't do any of that. Light bubblers, I didn't do any of that either. I kept it pretty basic. At the end of this guy's price was very competitive, and he was a nice guy, but we just ended up going with somebody who we had a previous experience with. He did a family friend's pool, and it came out really nice. Altogether, from that quote that you saw, was about $119,000, but one red flag was that it didn't include the turf. For some reason, he just left that out, so started throwing some red flags at us, and that's kind of why we based our decision. So he didn't include any of this nice stuff. It looks good in the picture, but he didn't include any of it. So all the nice things you see here would be added costs on top of the quote that you saw.